Did y'all know? Shout out to Enforcer 2K9. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. Did y'all know that it's going to cost you $23 a day to drive in Manhattan? All of my New Yorkers, everybody that want to visit and get a car. I have not, G-Man 313. Be more than welcome to send it to me. I'll check it out. Did you know that New York has now instituted a requirement for you to pay $23 per day? Shout out to Justin K. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat. Black Beauty is familiar. Put up the Liberty signal. $23 per day to drive in Manhattan. And do you know why? Would you like to know why? Nope. That's not true, Black Beauty. Nope, that's not true, Black Beauty. Let me bring it up. This is why.
Walk the streets of Manhattan, and you may soon see hundreds of new cameras covering every lane headed downtown. They're charging a new toll on congestion.
We are going to be the...
So maybe you are right. They're charging a new toll on congestion. But see, my impression of it is that they were using it to fund the new system by which they have these new cameras run on. I don't believe that it's based off of congestion. Maybe you are right, but I don't believe it's based off of congestion. I believe it's based off of trying to control the crime that is happening across New York in general, and they're using this as an opportunity to continue to do so. But we'll get into it. I could be wrong. I've never heard of a congestion toll in my entire life. Listen. I've never heard of a congestion toll in my entire life. I don't believe that that is what they're using it for. I believe that that's what they're telling you, but that is not what they're using it for. But we're going to get there.
The very first state in the nation, the very first city in America.
Look at this woman, Kathy Hochul.
To have a congestion pricing plan.
The new toll covers much of...
This is a new tax, y'all. This is a new tax. Honestly, this is just a new tax.
Lower Manhattan. Entering this zone in a car could cost up to $23 a day.
It's going to be an example for cities all over the country to rethink how they use their street space.
But a plan of this scale will affect millions of people every day. Not everyone is a fan.
Most people are only focused on the fact that they are going to have to pay.
I see. I'm going to read the super chat shortly. I believe I share the same
pocketbook issues always take priority over the environmental issues or anything else that's related to the problem.
The MTA will use its share of project revenues to secure $15 billion in financing for system maintenance and capital investment.
So you think that they're trying to control congestion, or that they're trying to continue to raise money in order to fund what they want to do in the city? Hold on. Let me say it again. Do you believe that they're trying to control congestion, or do you think that this is just the term that they're leveraging in order to continue to tax you and then leverage that money in order to fund what they really want to do within New York? If they can raise $15 billion and then label it and slap it as a congestion tax, come on, fam. Come on, fam. New York already got the highest taxes in the whole entire United States of America. And then they're taxing you more to even be able to drive in a city that they taxed you in order to build the infrastructure for. And then they labeled it as a congestion tax. Let's hear some more about it before we criticize it, all right?
You know, the public transit system that millions of New Yorkers rely on every single day has been disinvested in almost from day one. Many parts of the system have suffered basically a century of deferred maintenance.
You know, over the last 70 years, the federal government focusing almost exclusively on investing in our roads, infrastructure, the interstate highway system. We're not going to undo 70 years of policy.
Can higher tolls for drivers fix traffic in Manhattan? And will they make New York even less affordable? Manhattan's new toll zone covers all of the routes into the central business district. Some routes into the area already get tolled. The fees can be over $14 per crossing. Others are free until the program begins in the spring of 2024.
And so that discourages people from really driving out of their way for the cheapest route. And right now, tons of people do that.
The final price of the fee isn't set yet, but the city is working within a range.
The range that is being considered is between $9 and $23. If it's $23, it means there's lots of exemptions.
I mean, you got to put something into the system to get something back. Everything is increased in New York, but the pay. So people are struggling trying to figure out where this money's coming from.
If you're a resident of the CBD and you make under $60,000 a year, you'll get a subsidy. People with disabilities won't pay. You know, there's an adjustment, taking a look at what really is happening in the city today.
The MTA received thousands of requests for exemptions from the toll, including from artists, students, civil servants, NYPD, and trade unions.
Why do artists? What the hell? Why are they at the top of the list and why do they deserve an exemption? Listen, if you're going to get an exemption, I understand. First of all, I think that it's highway robbery in a general sense because they just really finessing y'all and getting more money into their pockets in order to continue to do what they want to do. Okay, cool. If you're going to even institute this system, which I largely disagree with in the first place, because I think that you need to learn how to. The fundamental problem that I have with these government systems, and when they start to levy these things and they start to implement it in order to make more money and to tax y'all and overtax y'all, my fundamental problem is that you're going to be generating more revenue, but you haven't learned how to manage what you already have. I think that the government should be smaller, not larger. You should not continue to leverage people in the tax system in order to create a bloated system to have overmanagement and mismanagement of the funds that you already have. We do not have a good enough oversight. We do not have good enough oversight of how people are managing their budgets on a local level all the way up into a national level. And so as a result, you can't just overtax people. You have to learn how to make it more conducive for people that already live there. And what do you mean artists? What the hell is an artist? Do Jay-Z get a pass? Beyonce get a pass when they go and visit New York? Noriega? Capone and Noriega? Mobb Deep? I'm an artist. Erykah Badu, she get a pass? Lil Wayne when they come to the city? What the hell is an artist and why do they deserve an exemption? Why do trade unions deserve an exemption? I don't understand why the trade unions deserve an extension. I can understand the cops.
There's no guarantee these requests will be granted.
If you're a low-income driver and you're on the outer fringes of the outer boroughs, how do you get to the city if you're not going to drive anymore? You're going to put another perhaps 2 hours.
You got to go and you got to drive. Let me tell you what you do. You have to go and use public transportation, but you're going to have to drive over into wherever the closest space to your public transportation is, and you're going to have to use that in order to get into the city. Otherwise, you're going to be paying just like everybody else. Listen, I am against for there to be a tiered system when it comes to taxing people. They need to participate just like everybody else or do not implement the system and find another solution. You cannot overtax me because I'm more successful than you in ways that don't even relate to our income as far as using the same city, same services, the same infrastructure. So now I got to pay more than you because you on the fringes? How does it? That's not, listen, y'all keep talking about fair, but that's not fair. Y'all keep talking about fair, but that's not fair. You can't sit here and say, well, Anton, you got to pay more, or Black Beauty, you got to pay more, but this person has to pay less because they didn't make good decisions in their life. What the fuck? What are you talking about? So now everybody got to re-enroll in order to be able to get back and forth to New York?
I was on that commute.
It's not popular to tax ourselves. And when there are many layers of decision making in order to tax ourselves, that's many layers of opportunity for someone to say, hey, no, let's not do this.
The money raised from this zone may bring billions of new dollars worth of investment into an aging MTA system.
So they're not able to get people to pay for riding the subway and public transportation today. And so their solution is not to fix what they already have implemented. Their solution is to continue to build upon it and then levy even more fees and taxes on you that then prevent you from being able to do what you want to do or visit New York or live within the city at all. Is that what we're doing? Think about it for a minute. They can't get people because over in Japan, they don't have that problem. Why are we not going and studying other places? I seen nobody skipping in order to use the subway the wrong way over in Japan. They got public transport system. They got local subways. It's clean. Everybody is paying. Everybody go up to the suite, use their Suica card. They go over there and they take care of business. Everybody is largely, from what I seen, because I sat there and I watched it and I recorded it and I documented it, everybody over in Japan is able to actually manage this thing effectively to where their cities are not overly congested and they don't have a congestion tax or toll that comes along with participating in the city, but we can't get it right over in New York. We can't get it right over in New York. You can't get public transportation right in New York, but they're doing it in other places effectively. No crime, no graffiti, no problems, no rats, none of that. But we can't get it. So we're not going to fix what we already got. We're just going to levy more taxes and create even more infrastructure for people. And then we're going to say, well, we're going to use it in order to continue to invest back into the system. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. They said the same thing when it came to playing the lottery as far as continuing to invest in schools. Oh, our schools are going to be great now because we're going to take all of the profits from the lottery and invest it back into the school system. They didn't do that. What they did was they took the money that they was allocating for the school system and they replaced it. So the budgets didn't increase. They didn't invest any more money into the school system. They just used it as leverage in order to move some money around and they made some magic happen. Come on, man.
Massive system that has been underinvested for decades.
It's a very old system, in some cases over 100 years old. And so it really requires a lot of investment just to keep what we have operating.
80% of the cash raised from this toll goes toward the city's subways and buses.
Signals is actually one of the biggest investments we can make to ensure.
When I tell you that it's going to be some funny money and some funny businesses once this get implemented and it gets swept under the rug and you ain't going to have no oversight and people ain't going to be able to account for what's going on, guarantee it. Mark my words. I always make these predictions, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to throw it in y'all face.
That we can run more trains more quickly.
10% goes to the Long Island Railroad, and the final 10% to the Metro North.
I think we've been very thoughtful about where those investments will occur.
MTA is building 4 new Metro North stations in the Bronx that will allow people to access Metro North more easily.
It's going to save people tons of time. New York has the most riders and the slowest buses, and it's a huge shame.
Customers say they would be encouraged to ride more often if wait times improved, and if there were fewer people behaving erratically on trains, according to an MTA survey.
Our customers are saying, we want faster service, we want more reliable service. You know, we have signals that were installed literally in the 1950s that are still sort of, working, thank goodness, but that won't be forever. It requires investment.
Still, the new toll doesn't cover all of the MTA's needs. Officials say the system needs about $54 billion for new capital assets.
They need another $54 billion. They need another $54 billion. What is the New York City budget? Let me see what the budget is in New York City. NY budget. Google is your friend. New York City budget. What is the budget for New York City? Wow. That is crazy. Hold on, wait. New York City budget, it can't be that big. Y'all can't be spending that amount of money in New York. No way that y'all spending this amount of money in New York. 2023 budget. I heard y'all was over budget too. Wow. No way that y'all spending this amount of money. I don't believe this. This can't be right. Almost 240 billion? No way. Hold on, let me see something. $240 billion in a budget? That can't be right. That cannot be right. Do not have that type of budget in New York. Do y'all really? Good grief. All funds, 221, and that's in the millions. Here, let me share it with you. I know y'all think that I'm capping, but I'm trying to tell you that this is a real thing. This is crazy. No way that this is real. Hold on. Chicago, Jada, 23. I didn't know that y'all was working with that type of capital over here. $240 billion in a budget? Hold on, let me share this with you guys. No way that y'all got to spend this amount of money. This is all funds, general funds, state operating funds, state funds, 221, basically 221,000 million, which is $221 billion or $232 billion. Is this right? Projected at $225 billion, which represents an increase of $1.6 billion over the executive, a decrease of $1.7 billion for 2023, 2024. Federal, good grief. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. I didn't know that y'all was working with that type of money over there in New York. Jeez. Now one of y'all get taxed so high. Sheesh. New York over there getting killed. Oh my God. That's insane. Well, now y'all getting taxed again to drive into New York City. Now y'all getting taxed again to drive into the city. We need smaller government. Honestly, we need smaller government. We need to be making adjustments and have smaller government, and for them to have that type of money to be able to control is out of control. That is absolutely out of control.